think about this. The skill set of the CMO has to be huge and very widespread. Like what do we expect CMOs to know today, right? I mean, if you look at a job description for some of these CMOs, like I want you to have SQL Server experience. You have to be an expert on the 11,000 plus martech tools that are out there today. You have to be a great brand communicator. You have to be a great storyteller. You have to be a great design driver. I mean, are we unrealistic
Yeah, no,
expectations?
it's lunacy. I mean, if you were just saying, all right, what does a leader do? Let's just stop there. A leader, this is a chief, they set the vision, they build the team, and they allocate resources. They didn't say anything about expertise there. Vision, people, allocation, resource. And by the way, whatever task is given, if you don't have strong number twos, you're done. So we know that. But the third one of allocate resources is a very ripe area. I did this last night. I said, so how are you spending give me on 100 being the total. And it was like 65 people or 60 people, 30% programs, 10 to 15% tech. And I said, oh, that's interesting. What would happen if you put 65% into programs? How would your reach change? How would you spend your money? What would you do? How would you staff it? That's a radical way of thinking about allocation. But most, and again, if you're at a PE firm, they're telling you what your allocation is.
Mm-hmm.
They're not saying, oh, figure it out, whether it's better to be 50% people. No, we want your people to be 45%. I mean, I think it's one of the reasons that right now is so difficult is we had Michael Watkins, the guy who he wrote The First 90 Days, his great business book. And he has a new book out on the 6 disciplines of strategy. And I think about strategy as something that you get into place and it's like a 3-year plan, right? He was talking about quarterly strategic reviews. And I thought, ooh, that's really hard. But if that is the speed of change in the way things think, then I guess a CMO is going to have to adjust. But the big boy table, if you will, is about strategy. And the closer that CMOs can get to be a respected member of the strategic team, the more likely, because then they can show this is how we're executing against the strategy that we came together. Go to market strategy, not marketing strategy, go to market. And so it's a different conversation than go fix pipe. And maybe you have to earn that, right? But man, if there's an opening, and AI seems to be one of those openings, the smart ones are really grabbing that and running right through it and saying, yep, because it's a strategic issue. It's not a tactical or a strategic opportunity.